My friends, we have done it.
Nepotism and hard work goes a long way.
You've adopted different speaking accents in different scenarios.
But they go to their local bodega. We want to fight the Trump administration.
New York got a new mayor, and it is not good. They went with a 33-year-old former rapper and socialist by the name of Zohran Mamdani. And by the way, socialism is simply the transition into communism. This is a guy who won the young vote and the highly educated vote by telling people that somehow from now on, everybody is going to be able to afford to live in our country's most expensive city. He also will tell people that they're gonna get universal childcare and free buses, but we all know that there's no such thing as a free lunch. So now people are wondering if New York is going to become the new London, because London has had a mayor that is Muslim as well over 10 years. And in this video, you're going to find out how that is going for them. And it is important that we look to our European brothers and sisters because that is where we come from. Like New York used to be named New Amsterdam by the Dutch, but then when the English took control of it, they named it New York. So is New York going to be the new London? Let's find out. Would you please make sure that you are subscribed? Thank you. Check out these New Yorkers celebrating the devastation that they have caused themselves. We did it, guys! We did it! We are on our path, finally, to destroy our nation. That is what these groups want to do. Yeah. Have fun now, celebrate and hug your friends, because we all know these New Yorkers are going to be coming to a city near us pretty soon, because they're going to destroy their home. That's what always happens. These liberals, they destroy their hometowns and then they move to Tennessee. Are we going to sit back and pretend that it is Islamophobic to mention the reality of London? I mean, it's pretty interesting to know that New York City has a very interesting past with Muslims. And I mean, let's just put that fact aside for a second, religion, whatever. This guy is a socialist. How did he get here? In some ways, New York might already look like London, and because of the sheer amount of people, it doesn't seem like they'll have a little Somalia or a little Iran. In fact, it might end up being a little New York someday. In a second, I am going to read to you the things that Zohran is going to do. He is going to stand up and fight against Donald Trump, a man whose entire mission is to make our country great and to put our country first. And so if somebody is fighting against those things, we have to assume that he does not really have America's best interest. And it is our duty to defend our values. And it is for that reason that I think most people probably, well, you know, most American people watching this video, don't really agree or feel related to a religion that permits child marriage, forced marriage. I've seen the videos, the way that they have treated women, and they also have them dressed like unlocked characters in a video game. And New York is already beginning to look like this in some ways. Let's not ignore this. Yeah. I am not wanting to hear that sound. I mean, The iPhone alarms are already bad enough. I don't know at what hours they do this, but it's like they force people. You don't have a choice. You're going to hear it in the street. I don't want to hear that. Shut up. Nobody wants to hear you. And the thing I don't get, maybe somebody can explain it to me, it'd be helpful, is why, if they want to practice their religions and have all of their same customs and everything like that, then how come they don't stay in the country where those things are the norm if they love them so much, right? I'm just kidding, guys. You don't have to explain it. I know. It's because they do want to spread their religion as much as possible. And the fact that their birth rates are so high and that they start children to have children is the reason why they have so many. And so now people have been posting our Statue of Liberty with a burqa on. And that's actually a kind of a scary reality of what potentially could happen. And I don't know if it's just something that is not a real fear, but I mean, when we look at Europe and we see what's happening there, if Donald Trump, I mean, it's not up to Donald Trump solely, but I mean, it's in some ways it seems inevitable that this religion is growing so much and is going to be the world's religion by 2050 and so on. It's just interesting to see how it's here in New York, anyways, you know, our country's largest, most populated city.
We made history. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it is done. My friends, we have done it. I will be your Democratic nominee for the mayor of New York City. And as I thank you, I must thank those who brought me into this world. I must thank...
I mean, you can see how he can be attractive to people. He has a good smile, he speaks well, and he looks well cut out when he's not rapping. Where's the rap video? Where is it? Just a second. Somewhere in here. They always say don't quit your day job to become a rapper or a singer, but I wish that Zofran didn't quit his side hustle thing, being a rapper. Oh no.
Go ahead, make a rap for your naughty. It's a rap. Get the guap, spin the rack on your...
Okay, we need to realize that New York City just elected a SoundCloud rapper as their mayor. It's just a fact that the groups that you associate with become who you are as well, and you share values with them. And we should keep that in mind, perhaps.
Here, and it will be. The flag of La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah will be, inshallah, on the White House. The American people...
I'm sorry, what's that you just said, sir?
Here, and it will be. The flag of La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah will be, inshallah, on the White House. The American people are waking up now.
Allah does say that the
We don't want your flag on the White House, okay?
whole world eventually will be under his ruling. The world will come down to where everybody obeys the laws of God. Simple as that.
We will force Islamic Sharia, inshallah. Sharia here, and it will be. The flag of La ilaha illallah, Muhammad...
Yeah, force. That's very nice. Very good, great group of people. Not. Now, come on. Am I being very educated by not having an open mind to the potential? This potential. How would we like for New York City? I mean, how it used to look and how it's looking. Am I not being open-minded enough to this? Is this something I have to open my mind to? Because in my opinion, you can have an open mind. You can see what's going on and understand it. That's being open, but that doesn't mean we should accept it or encourage it. It just really seems like Democrats are celebrating so hardcore because they have somebody who is anti-Trump. And that's all they are. That's the thing that unites the many different things that they protest for. They should swap all of the flags that they have, the Iranian flag, the Ukraine, LGBT, all these things, and just have some type of well, actually, recently they did that with the No Kings protest. So at least there is some type of focus amongst them.
It is election day. I'm on my way to vote. I don't know that I have ever been more excited to vote for anyone than I am to vote for Zohran Mamdani. I've got my button. I've got my Don't Rank Cuomo t-shirt that I haven't hidden because I'm going to a polling site. Zohran 1, Brad 2, Adrian 3, Stringer 4, Michael Blake 5. And whatever you do, don't rank Cuomo.
Just a couple seconds ago, I said, oh, you know, they voted for that dude because they just think that he's anti-Trump. And they don't maybe know what's happening throughout Europe. And honestly, we have to keep going back and keep understanding because, like I said, those are our origins. And so, but they know. That's the point I was getting at. They know. This is a celebration, by the way. Are they okay? Did they put something in the punch? Was somebody running around with syringes? This really has to be a part of this whole idea that if you're American or you're white, I guess, you don't have, well, not all Americans are white, but you know, I'm just saying, like, if you're just American, then you don't have a culture because what? You just eat hamburgers? Oh, so lame. What about tacos and all the little peppers and stuff? Guys, we also have culture too. We also have our own songs. We have our own dance styles. Have you ever seen swing dancers? They dance so beautifully. And I mean, we have line dances. We have dances, okay? We don't need to pretend like we are preschoolers in a line to lunch and we're just going to pretend that we're a part of some culture we're not. I've already seen people who are like trans men who are wearing the hijab and the burqas being like, oh, I am Muslim. It's like, what are you doing? You have a culture. Embrace your culture. Learn about your culture. That's your identity. You don't have to assume the identity of a group that's trying to actually force it on you. And they tell you to your face they are forcing it on you. And so, are you guys being forced to dance right now? They actually do look a little bit forced to dance. They don't look like they're having that much fun, honestly. At least this guy's trying to add his own style into it by doing the little hop. Everybody else, I mean, I don't know what they're celebrating. They should have, this is when they should be crying. Why do liberals freak out at all the wrong moments? Seems like all of these highly educated young New Yorkers who voted for this guy studied at Columbia University. I saw one comment on TikTok, I believe, that said, Zohran won because he ran the opposite campaign as Kamala Harris. However, I don't really know about that. I mean, it definitely wasn't about women's rights, that's for sure. If you mean that it was the opposite in that sense, maybe I would agree with you, actually. But the one thing that they do have in common is their ability to do different accents at just different moments.
They hate a politician they disagree with. They hate a politician they can't trust.
On the subject of trust, you've adopted different speaking accents in different scenarios.
But they go to their local bodega.
Is there one that's real and one that's affected?
What I would say is, as any immigrant knows, having been born in Kampala, Uganda, and then raised in South Africa and moving here when I'm 7 years old, is there are different parts of my life.
Worldwide tour is a worldwide tour is a worldwide tour.
Mamdani was talking about a worldwide press tour back when he was a rapper.
Bring the flavor to the fish, bring the flavor to the rice.
In a Disney movie.
Guys, this is not a joke. I think people are actually convinced that our government is just an actual TV series and we're just waiting for the next episode to come out, but people decide a little bit of what is going to happen by casting their vote, and they're like, this would be pretty funny.
Mamdani was talking about a worldwide press tour back when he was a rapper.
Bring the flavor to the fish, bring the flavor to the rice.
Bring the flavor to the fish. Bring the flavor to the rice. Quoted your New York City mayor. Nice.
In a Disney movie directed by his mother.
Nepotism and hard work goes a long way. Here in New York City, this is how I speak. Because I think that New Yorkers, more than they hate a politician they disagree with, they hate a politician they can't trust.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very trusty. Not really. I don't feel the trust. Do you guys? I don't know. I saw another TikTok that was saying that all the reporters are so biased or they're just too hard on him. This next clip is really going to show you all that you need to know about him.
And one of the things that we've said, beyond saying that we're going to make this a sanctuary city for LGBTQIA plus New Yorkers, beyond saying that we're going to establish an office of LGBTQIA plus affairs, is also that we're going to provide $65 million in funding for gender affirming care, the same amount of funding that the federal government threatened to pull out from local providers for that kind of work. And in this moment especially, we want to fight the Trump administration. We have to do so by fully funding our own services, taxing the wealthiest New Yorkers and corporations here. And one of the things that we've said, beyond saying...
So $65 million for gender affirming care. And notice how he didn't say LGBT, LGBTQ, LGBTQIA. I mean, come on. Plus, of course, there's a plus at the end. I mean, fight the Trump administration and tax the wealthiest New Yorkers so that they can pay for gender affirming care. This is not going to turn out well, especially for the people who take advantage of those procedure things. They're hurting people's lives. Why? Why are you doing this? I really thought that this guy was all about trust. However, something isn't really adding up here because is he actually Muslim? Because gender affirming surgery is generally prohibited for those whose biological sex and gender identity align. Mainstream Islamic scholarly body. Okay. Basically, they deem this as impermissible. Okay, so you're saying that this is a huge win that you're in office for the Muslim population, yet your policies go against their beliefs? Now, according to Reddit, Muslim people usually vote Democrat even though they are against the LGBTQ type stuff. However, this guy seems super in favor of these things. Here's a list of things he's gonna do. End cash bail, repeal the walking while trans ban. What? Decriminalize S-work. Sorry, YouTube is sensitive for me. Legalize marijuana. Permit safe injection sites. Restrict solitary confinement. Enact elder parole. Re-enfranchise incarcerated New Yorkers. We will also introduce new declarative legislation to decriminalize simple drug possession, repeal all mandatory minimum sentences, reduce maximum sentences with retroactive effect, repeal felony bump-up statuses, repeal sentencing enhancements, and probably the most ridiculous one of them all, end cooperation. Sorry, I said that weird. Cooperation with ICE. Okay? Yes. Sure. And he put roses for all of them, as if it's supposed to be cute. And we're supposed to be like, oh, yes, don't cooperate with ICE. Why would you ever deport criminals? I mean, come on. You can only smile so much and be like, oh, trust and happiness and freedom and love and just care for people of all religion, whatever, just happiness for everybody. You can only do that for so long, okay? Before people begin to see past the BS and before your corruption begins to show. And of course, we want the best for New York. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. See you next time.